Welcome, everyone, to Reyes versus Frost. Just to give everybody an idea, this match was filmed 4 years before Facebook went public, 6 years after the first camera phone was released in America, and 2 years prior to the release of Instagram. So yes, the technology is not one of today's technology, but for 2008, it's not too bad. So bear with us. I'd like to thank Railbirds TV, Lenny Marshall, and On the Rail TV, along with Carlos Avalos, Kolby's Corner Pocket, and last but not least, the fans. All of you who have chosen to watch this match, share it, and support it really helps me out. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much to the man that I get the opportunity to play here today, Efren Reyes, the greatest to ever hold a pool cue. With that being said, we'll get on with it. This is a race to 8. This was placed at Kolby's Corner Pocket in Tempe, Arizona, and we are lagging for the break. The table, I believe, is a Gold Crown 2 with 4-inch pockets. The old school green Simonis cloth with the aramith balls. I won the lag, clearly. And this is a pretty interesting scenario. I don't believe, and like I said, bear with us, I don't believe that he can get directly to that solid, which I think is the 7, nearest my pocket. This man is, without a doubt, around the stack, the most creative. Notice the stripe below the stack. I don't know if you can see enough of that to bank it to the lower right. He could softly kick to the 7 near my pocket, but that's not going to get him out of any trouble. Looks like he's going at the stripe. And he had something really nasty in mind there. He wanted to come under the 7 and get that stripe close to his hole. So open up with a pretty good shot on the 1. I can tell you my adrenaline was never, ever higher than this moment here. So such a big moment for me, just getting to play the greatest of all time on the same stage, let alone my dream was really just to meet him. And I do remember this. Somebody had turned a video on and their flash was... Actually, I don't think that's what it was. Caught it too thick and too firm. These are 4-inch pockets. You better hit the pocket. The only thing about this table was the pockets are shallow, meaning the shelving is nothing like a diamond today. And a lot of the other nice tables like a Rassin. Here, I would assume he's looking to play the stripe off the top of the 1 and sweep everything. Maybe clear the 1 or make it. Stick the cue ball. He got half the job done. Yeah, so he's got me in a pretty good spot here. Just imagine if he would have knocked the 1 out or made it. I'd be in real trouble. Little fun fact, Reyes, at the time of this match, was 54 years old. He was born on August 26, 1954. I was 33, born in July of 75. Yeah, so he's got me in a really interesting position. If I do anything with the 5, I'm elevated completely over the pile. The 7 to me looks like the shot, but the concern is that I'm going to leave him some type of bank on the 5 if I just stop on the 7 or come back. He's got me in a tricky spot. Even though I have the 1 close, that doesn't mean much if you can't keep him off the shot. And then once again, if I do anything with the 7, which is just in front of the cue ball, I'm going to leave him a 5. I did not mean to split the gap of the pile there. I wanted to stick him back in the stack. probably going to go to the bridge here. He's going to have a hard time reaching it. I mean, it's way down there. Now he's going to reach it, so he's going to go up and down, probably play the 5 next. Center cue ball, really. Maybe a tip him inside. He's left with a little more distance than he would have liked. But leave the 3 plays if he can miss the stack here. I don't know. Now it doesn't look like the 3 plays. Just going to roll the 1 in, I would assume. Or is he concerned about me kicking the stack? I don't see anything good in the stack. Yeah, that's interesting. I think he was trying to get to the left rail here, the left long rail. Just forgot to put the inside on it. Reyes with 2. I've got 1. Looking at the straight back here on the stripe. Going to use a bit of a right ball to twist it back. Not enough twist. I will mention, I do know this for a fact, this is really the first time any American had played Efren. Playing 5,000 winner take all. It was just such a big moment for me to play on the same stage, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Okay, he tried to cross the 11 with that stripe with the 15. Obviously caught it too thick, made my ball for me. I've got a thin cut here. I think I can come 3 rails to the 13. This is just really a top ball with maybe a touch of right. Pretty thin though. At the time, this was my home pool room. The people you see in the stands, there's over 200 of them. There's more seating all the way around the table. The 7 does go. Can I wrap around 2 rails with like a high, maybe just a high follow here, and just get on the other side of the stack, somewhere below where the cue ball is now, would be ideal. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 4 off the 3, using the 14. Just stick him up, see if I can get there. I might have got fortunate there if I can get a look at the purple. Yeah, that's not an option. But I can 3-rail that ball and just stick him, or maybe even move the 4 over. Okay. I was just very aggressive there. I didn't want to stick anything. I must have felt good about getting both or one of those balls down. This is the first time I've watched this match, and that is the truth. I've not watched this match. I've watched the highlights on YouTube, but not the match. And another thin one. I'm playing for 1, though. I'm going to stay aggressive. Watch the top right, though. And just rather quickly, I take game number 1. Do us a favor if you guys get a chance. I just launched a new Facebook page, Scott Frost, and then in quotation marks, the freezer. So Scott Frost, quotation marks, the freezer on Facebook. Give us a follow. I'd really appreciate it. All my content coming out there. Like and subscribe Railbirds TV as well. Alternate the break. Race to 8. Not terrible. Don't know what kind of window I have, though. Can I play the stripe that's just above the 12? It looks like the 14. Into the 3 and go forward. No, I don't think that's available. So I'm looking at coming off the 1 and putting him up towards that chalk. I don't think that angle is really there. In order to get the 1 all the way over and get the cue all the way over to the right chalk up above, something's got to give. I don't think both of them are going to get where I want them to be. Yeah, that's more like where it's probably going to end up. And really there it was more the object ball, just so it's a threat. Getting that 1 to my side of the table, knowing Efren's doubled and tripled up. He's got to do something now with the 1, really. I don't think it's 3 railable. Yeah, pretty clever. But did I earn a look at anything like the 9? Oh, there's the 14 again. Can I shoot it into the back of the 3 and go forward? Yeah, it looks like I'm going to stun this forward. Yeah, like so. So Efren might have made a mistake there not coming down and looking at the line where he's going to leave the cue ball on the 1, right? If he just walks down, maybe he sees that situation and doesn't leave me there. You'll rarely see Efren overlook something. Oof. He tried to play the 13-3, comboed him his side and got the kiss on the 3. So another opening for me. I'd like to get between the 2 stripes down here on the bottom, I believe. But you don't want to get too cute with English. I'm directly over the 2. And I know how important it is to get there, because if I do, I'm probably going to get out or at least gain 4 or 5 balls. Now that's underhit severely. I'm immediately looking at the 2 railer. I believe that's the play. On the 9. Could play it off the 1, 2 rails, or off that little cluster of balls, the 12, 1, and 14. A lot of good things can happen there. Yeah, and I think I'm looking at that. Just take care of the cue ball. Definitely dramatic in my day. Changed a little bit since then. I do apologize if you guys hear a little bit of breathing or something. This video was put in a DVD format quite a while back. We did not do that, so doing the best we can with what we have. Can he see the 9? Can see the 9, I feel like he could wedge me up behind the 1. And the 10. Boy, that looks tough to me, trying to bank that ball. Yeah, so you see the English on the cue ball. He had to spin it to get to the 9, at least get a good clean hit on the 9, and I think he overspun it a little bit because he didn't want the cue ball to finish there. Banking this to the stack, or is it towards a particular ball? Yeah, towards the 6. Is the 8-2 available? And that opens everything up as well. Draw below this stripe. Yeah. I overhit that. There's no doubt. Could just play the 5 and butter him up behind the 11. Get the 5 close. Maybe cut the 15. What am I looking at? The 4, 8, 10 combination. Yeah, I got fortunate there. I really let it loose. And this was my style, though. I was a run and gunner. Playing for 4. Going to the 8, just punching below the 15, I believe. I developed my stroke from one DVD that I had growing up in Iowa. I didn't start playing till I was just about to turn 17. So that's how I have that little loop in my stroke back then. I kind of incorporated my own style into it. But Efren was the only one I watched. I had a DVD of, or excuse me, a VCR tape of he and Bustamante. So I'd go in the basement, go upstairs, watch that tape, go in the basement, really work on that stroke. Playing for 1. And so quickly, off to a 2-0 lead. Really interesting watching myself. Gonna take another look at the combination. I was pretty wild with this cue ball. I don't mind the shot selection. Obviously, it was a little bit more wired than I thought, but really amped it up with that left ball. That was Babe Thompson. He was the official referee of the match. Bless his heart, really good guy. Tell you what, Phoenix, Arizona, people know it, that are in the know, probably, if not the biggest, top 2 biggest pool communities in America. It's kind of a bubble here, though. We're in a valley, inside a bunch of mountains, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so a lot of these guys don't have the capabilities of traveling. There are thousands of players in the Phoenix area. All right. Yeah, this break is nasty. It's going to be hard for him to figure something out here. But if anybody can do it, it's the guy at the table. Well, I'm looking at what he could possibly do. Could he carry him off the top of the 9 and go into the stripe somehow? Yeah, pretty good. That's all he could do to really keep me off of anything extremely aggressive. I'm super aggressive in this era, so I'm going to kick one rail to the top side of that stripe, or at least try, I think. Send everything to my side and send the cue ball up table. I don't think the 15 is on for Efren's pocket. That's the ball nearest the 7. Might be forced to kick and stick at the 14. The key is not catching it too thin, so he's going to have to aim higher up on the rail to hold the cue ball right there, but I think a lot of good things can happen. Might even get something to his side because he's going to have to hit it with some speed. The 14 is the ball nearest my pocket. But I don't really see anything else. Could go forward on the 1, but boy, it's dangerous. The 1's going to collide into those balls where the 9's at. And he's going to the kick and stick. Yeah, that was always the problem, right? Easy to catch that ball too thin and lose the cue ball. So the adjustment is just higher up on the rail for you folks at home. Really work on the kick and stick. It's a great shot. And I've got to go to the 14 now, obviously. I don't think I entertained the 5. Can't tell if the 13 goes. So do I just try to go over into the 6? Yeah, I got a little lucky. I caught the 5. Oh, I got a good look on the 1. Really, it's just about cinching this and stunning out, but the angle tells me the cue ball is naturally going to come out for a cut on the 12. Just a low ball. You just don't want to overhit this, right? That's the only way you can miss it. Too much power. Boy, I had some body movement. It's almost like I'm trying to will the balls in. Looking back at this, pretty crazy. I didn't think I ever made a move at all with the body. I got a lot of movement. Yeah, pretty good there to miss the stack. Playing for 2. Gonna confirm how many I need. Always better to be safe than sorry. Playing for 1. I can tell you in this position, up 3 games to 0, I did not expect it. Just how things go sometimes. I've got a couple good little things to go my way, and I'm running the balls well. Reyes to rack and break. And this is actually a pretty good break from what I'm looking at. The 14 kind of cuts him off from the 9, builds like a little wall there. Yeah, if there's a chance, I'm looking up to go to the top left corner. The concern is the stripe here by Efren's pocket in front of the 1. It's a pretty big ball, meaning if you shoot the 1 towards it, that ball's just off the rail. So it's going to act as a bigger ball. You can miss-hit the 1 and still make the combination. So there's danger leaving Efren up to the top left corner, because I know how good he's playing at this period in his career. And I feel like he's going to win on every shot that I leave him. So I'm looking at shooting the stripe above the 4 towards the 13. And I guess sending the cue ball up to the top left. But boy, the angle doesn't look right to me. Yeah, and I didn't elevate near enough. So I think I was just going all out for that 6 ball. Did move a bunch to my side. Yeah, it looks like I was just going to stay totally aggressive there. I didn't even try to protect the cue ball. want to get jacked up here. I don't know what he can do. Might have to cinch this, just roll it in. Yeah. Now, can he play the 6 into the stripe below it and just kind of tuck up under the 3 and 7 and send something to his side, send that stripe to his side? Kind of clear the 6 and that stripe at the same time and just tuck me up under there? Okay. What he tried to do there is cross it to his side. He caught the point with the cue ball, but he'd like the cue ball to end up right there behind the 6. I can see this 10. And it does bank. I actually don't know if I caught a piece of the point or not, but that is hard to do. Bank the 10 low. Now here's that situation again. Can we pause it real quick? Yeah, here's a couple scenarios, right? There's a couple things you could do. You could play the 6 into the 10 and tuck once again up there behind the 7 and 3. You don't have to hit it too hard, but you can bank the 6 2 rails, to the right long rail, to the bottom rail, to the top side of the 10, and just, it's going to get to your side with the proper speed, and you could tuck up just above that chalk on the right-hand side. If I remember correctly, I think he tries to bank this clean. But the only reason I wanted to point this out is this is the second opportunity he's had to move something to his side and utilize the 3 and 7 to his benefit. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you mind going forward now. Yeah. And he got away with it, and it duly noted and deserved. I've had a couple little things go my way as well. But I think he could have done a lot more damage. That bank did not look easy to get past the stripe. He does have me in trouble here, unintentionally. The top left corner doesn't look like a bad place to be if I can get him on the rail. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem. I don't believe the 10 is free because if he catches it too thin, he goes into the 6. If he catches it too thick, he might catch a piece of the 13, so he can lose the game from it. Mind you, I'm up 3 games to 0. So anything he does at this point, he's got a lot of pressure on himself. We're in my home pool room. There's 200 to 300 people watching. And I'm up 3 games to 0, which I'm sure he didn't expect. Well, neither of us expected that. What is the play? The 1? I don't think he can roll this in. Would you pause it here? That would be wonderful. Yeah, I remember the shot. And I've used this shot multiple times. So he plays the 1 rail first, but the key to this shot, and we'll watch where it finishes, the key to this shot is where the cue ball ends up. If he doesn't happen to make it, he's got me protected behind the 5, 13, and 15. Go ahead and let it go, please. How did he hit it? How did he hit this shot? What a clever shot. That's his 3 cushion experience, and that's just what the GOAT does. Wow. What a great shot that was. He actually got a little unlucky. He got dead straight on the 10 to where he didn't have a lot of room to do anything with the cue ball. Now going to the 3. Looks tight to miss the 12. Yeah. I think I just said nice shot on the 1. Can I get enough of the 5 here to bank it and hold my cue ball? Reyes leads 4 balls to 1. Great shot, but the problem is here, well, just so that everybody knows, this is not my favorite shot to begin with. I don't think it's anyone's favorite shot. I'm talking about the 7. I think I'm forced to shoot at it, though, and just get the cue ball over here below the left side pocket, actually, like a foot below it. Just come across, maybe just a touch of outside to help the 7 in. It's such a difficult shot for me. I don't know about for everybody else. This is a shot you definitely need to stay still on and get through the ball clean. Really have to trust your backswing here. Looks like I'm using a center ball, though. I feel like I needed to level the back of my cue out a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to the 4. Yeah, that's a mistake. Even though the cue ball is good, that's a mistake. I could never get the cue ball back over to the top left. Yeah, I should have shot at the 7, I believe. I don't think you can pass that 7 up, especially if you can get over here to this left long rail. Reyes got a look. But it's not a great look, right? He shoots the 13. Catches it too thin or too thick. Subject to sell something out. The 2 keeps jumping out at me, right? He could edge off the right side of the 2 and just lay me down 1, 2 to the bottom rail behind the 6. Something along those lines. And that's where he's going. A little softer than I thought, and a little fuller than I thought. Did he mean to play it off the 6 like that? The 2 it is. It worked. Looking to come off the 15 here. Touchy. The speed needs to be correct. Yeah. So I was trying to sweep the 3, come behind it with speed. Probably trying to do a little too much there. I think if I hit it a little easier, I'm going to be able to control it and just tuck in behind the 3. So that's a big mistake. Ray is playing for 4. Wow, can I get another look real quick? See if we can get another look at that. Wondering if he went off the... I think he kissed off a ball here. Yeah, he come off the 8. The cue ball just kept on going. I did not think it was going to find the corner pocket. Well, I'm in the driver's seat here. I've got the 1. And I can try to sweep the 3 and 13 or just go into one of them. I've got the 2 and 6. Everything is right there. Yeah, it was a nice shot, but I got fortunate. If I catch that stripe just a fraction thicker, I'm scratching right behind that object ball. Looking back, I think I'm really gambling actually going into the stripe versus going into the 3. Now, I'm a little bit awkward. What about just tucking there under the 3, just feathering it, staying right below it, going to the bottom rail? Just tickling the cue ball here. Must feel like the 2 is laying real good. It must be laying correct. Somebody in the background making a cheesesteak sandwich. Yeah, forced the issue there. No, absolute no reason to do any of that. I could have just tucked him right there under the 3 and really kept him in trouble. Keeping your position is much more important than thinking you can win the game versus knowing you can win the game. Oh, wow. Look at this. Can we get another look at this? I know the angle that we have isn't the greatest, but this doesn't look bankable to me. Look at how much room he had between the 2 and the cue ball. Wow. Nice bank by Reyes. Going to the 6. Now, does he want to split the 12 and 8 up? Oh, jeez. Really just went heavy into the 8. Caught a piece of the 12. Turned out beautiful. Playing for 2 and to arrive on the scoreboard. Yeah, and after game number 4, Reyes is present. I'm sure, like many other people, Reyes has always been obviously an influence on many of our careers. I was a late bloomer. Reyes was really the one that I grew up watching. He had an unorthodox style with the loose, loopy stroke. As I've gotten older, my talent isn't quite there, so I've had to revise my style because I was mishitting the cue ball a lot with that loopy stroke under the pressure. My coach, I asked him, I quit for 3 years when I built our pool room. I really did not play for 3 years, and when I came back, I asked him, I said, why am I getting close to winning some of these tournaments, but I'm not finishing? He said, well, you're mishitting the cue ball. So I've had to adjust my style. He said the only reason that I did so good for so long before is my talent overrid my fundamentals. Which makes sense. Look at players like Fedor Gorst and, Josh Filler and Jason Shaw. These guys are so dialed in. Look at this. He's going to come off the bottom of the 5. That's kind of what I was talking about. They're really shallow shelves. Although if you're shooting at the pocket, you've got to hit the center. But if you're playing some type of safety around it and you get it close, it's going to swallow it up. Did not deserve to scratch there. Reminiscent of the 1 ball I missed in game number 1. Much cleaner. I can pinch back here for the 5. So this is before the measle ball, this cue ball, the Aramith measle ball. But now we're using the red circle cue ball here, and it's a little bit lighter, or plays a little bit lighter. You could really move this ball around, but it did not go through the object balls like the measle or the aramith ball. Yeah, definitely steeper. I want to go thick into the 6 there. Yeah, and I got real quick. Got over that ball too fast. Did not take my time. Pressure might have been getting to me there a little bit, or maybe I was just overconfident. But anytime you're over the stack like that, you've got to take a little bit more time. Reyes has got a good look at the 2. Notice what he's doing with this cue. I think he wants to catch a piece of the 9 coming through here. Might wiggle it open, get another shot, because really nothing else goes. Yeah, and you can see at the speed at which he hit it, he was definitely trying to catch a piece of it. Can you cross the 6 and go 1 rail up into the pile, just left of the 9, with an outside cue ball? The kiss looks really close. Oh, he went directly into the 9, so he had to really spin that ball to avoid the kiss. Pretty aggressive, I must say. Not as bad as me, but definitely aggressive, because he knew the cue ball was going to finish outside of the pile. Deal 1 rail to 14 and draw it with low right. 1, 2, 3 rails up under the 13 for protection. I guess what I mean by that is just use the stack as protection. Bank the 14 1 rail with a low right cue ball. Swing back around behind the left side of the pile. Yeah, pretty good. Really good cue ball. Actually hit the object ball quite well too. Just a little thin. So Babe Thompson is keeping score. This is an older Brunswick. You see those little metal boxes on the bottom rail. That's where he's keeping the ball count and the game count. Kicking to the top side of that stripe there. Oh yeah, gonna do a lot of damage. Did not get a rail, but the value was definitely there and well worth losing a ball. He has me in a big bind. Speaking of big, I've gained a couple pounds since this video. Yeah, I'm looking at the only thing here is I could kick 2 rails to the bottom of the 9 or the bottom of the 14, but maybe the 9 is better here. That's not going to get it. He's going to come off the 2 if he can't bank the 9 and bury me back up underneath the stack. Yeah, you just don't want to catch too much of the 2 and send it up too close to the 9. Yeah, you see how thin he caught that? Allowed the outside spin to really work for him there. How sweet it is. What a great shot by Efren. You can almost feel the momentum shifting, or already shifting, I should say. What do you do here? You've got to be careful. There's a 3-foul rule. 3 fouls in a row is loss of game. I think the only thing I can do is kick 1 rail below the 2. Yeah, right there where I put my cue. The reason I'm thinking about that is I don't want to let him see the 14. But in all reality, there's nothing wrong with letting him see the 14 if I've got him on the rail. He's not going to go up table with the cue ball unless he thinks he can really make it. I can't do anything with the 13 on the left side by the side pocket. Nothing good there. I can't see the 4. The 6 has me eclipsed. I chose to hit it with speed. That was dangerous. I hit it good, but it was very dangerous because if I catch the bottom half of that ball, I am scratching. I do not advise hitting it like that. This is what these great players do. They continue to apply the pressure. I assume he's going to kick to the 12 again. If not, he can chip the 5 and just put me behind the balls. Yeah, really containing. Just keeping me completely off of anything aggressive. Yeah, if you don't mind, you want to pause it here for a moment, I'd greatly appreciate that. So he's got options here. A lot of people are wondering what you can do. My response to that is, well, you've got to know your own strengths and weaknesses. You've got to know your level, your speed, right? What's best for you? There's aggressive options, and the main aggressive option is most likely two-railing the 13. Efren is a 3-cushion player. Two-railing the 13, 1-2 towards the 2. But on top of that, he's going to do a little bit more, or would like to if he shoots the shot, and catch the 12 and send it his way as well. There are defensive plays. You could come off of the 12 and come towards the 8 and the 5 and really maintain your position, keep your opponent on the defense. So it's all a matter of when you think you can go and how good you think you can do it. This game is all about percentages and when you should and shouldn't be aggressive. But once again, you've got to know your strengths. Thanks very much. Yeah, and I can tell right away he's going at the 13. Watch the 12. Okay, got a double kiss on the 12. Still worth it. The reason it's worth it is the biggest problem here out of all these balls is which ball. The biggest problem is the 5. Because if I try to do anything defensively low, I'm going to leave him across corner on the 5. So that's the biggest ball I can't defend against here, or need to defend against. It looks like I'm going to try and play that stripe, which is the 15, just above the 6. Tells you what kind of position I'm in. Yeah. Really aggressive there, but I was in a really bad spot due to where the 5 was. But I'm sure I could have come up with something else if I'd have taken a little more time. Reyes off to the races. And I like what he did there, coming across for the 8. Yeah, so he went to the 7 instead. No, he played the combination. So that was laying obviously the best, but he did just stop his cue ball. Now he can come over. If the 8 passes, I think he'd want to get to the 8 next. Yeah, he'd like to have been a little more off the rail. He's going to have to elevate here. Just a touch, I think. Yeah. Not terrible. Cue ball got away from him just a bit. He's playing for 3. Really, all the focus is into this shot. Just getting the 5 down. You see the 7 and the other striper readily available. He didn't want to finish there, but once again, he's got a good look at the 7 or the solid here. 1 rail up to the 10, I believe. Oh yeah, very clean. You can always tell when he's playing good when that body movement through the delivery is real solid. It's a bad sign for your opponent when he stays down on the ball. And just like that, Reyes within 1. Oh, and he's hit this break quite a bit better. And he's got a ball high and low. What I talk about there is the 11 is high, the 14 is low, very hard to guard against. I am quickly going to this stripe. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shots. It's really all about the cue ball there. If you guys want to replay that, that would be great. Really just trying to turn things around. The 11 and the 1 are doubled up. So I'm utilizing that double up to bank the stripe into the stack. I guess we won't get the replay, but that's fine. That's why I'm explaining it. We'll just move forward, but really you can do a lot of damage there with that shot. You can turn the game around real quickly. He's going at the 10. I believe he's left a bank here. It's tight. But I think I can get past the 10 here with the 14. I've got to stop right there. Pretty hard. I don't know that I needed to hit it at that speed. That ball probably falls if I take about 3 mile an hour or 2 mile an hour off of that hit. The great bank pool players you'll see use a real nice speed. It's not too hard, not too soft, more of like a medium pace. Pocket always takes the ball with the world-class bank pool players. Big value to the 3 here, especially if you can miss the 13. Then it becomes almost free with a huge reward. Oh, and he has missed the 13. Bad news for Frost. Going to the 11 first. Oh, and does the 2 go? Wow, pretty great shot that was. Now he can get to the 13. The awareness that this man has of what's happening in the stack is second to none. And notice what he did. He's left the 10 there for insurance. He knows it's always going to be there for him. And when he needs it, he'll take it. Now he can come up for the 14. Just like that, Ray is 3 balls away, tying this match up at 3 apiece. He can punch down 2 rails now in between the 9 and the 12. Nice little love rub on the old 9 there. Well earned. But you can see how well he is hitting the balls. Just wants to miss the one here. Yeah, very well done. Very well done. Nobody more fun to watch than Reyes when he's in gear. Now, this is the second time I don't know that he's figured out how many he needs, but he only needs one. So really all your focus is just cinching the 5 to the lower left. But it looks to me like he's contemplating position. But he didn't act like he needed more. So there you have it. We're at three apiece. After game number 6, it's all knotted up. So now the pressure has reversed. It is back, definitely on me. Not that it ever left. To this very day, this match, well, it kind of catapulted my confidence into another sphere just getting to play with him, right? I really wasn't so concerned about winning or losing. I felt like I had nothing to lose. Well, every time I played Efren. Now, the body movement is absolutely horrific. But the break results look pretty good. What's he got in mind? Oh, wow. Can we get a replay on that? He used the wrong side of the stack, which typically we talk about not doing. Watch what he does here. All along intended on sticking right to the 3 and just moving something to his side. Thank you so much. And he did get away with it a little bit because the kiss is available on the cross on the 9. That's why I'm avoiding it. So I just used a simple little ticky off the 11. Used a little bit of outside spin there, so the second rail really took off. Excuse me, it's really going to take off more off that first rail. And look at what he did there. He took a foul, but he's utilizing the fact that the 1, the 6, and the 8 are all doubled and tripled up. Can I see the 9? Cross the 9 and go into the stripe up there? Oh, I caught it way too thin. Yeah, I wasn't trying to make that ball. Guarantee it. I was trying to catch it thick and go into that stripe. Otherwise, I don't know where the cue ball is going. That's the reason I scratched. Yeah, a little tricky, right? He's got ball in hand here, but what do you go to next? You definitely can't go into the pack. You could get stuck there. There's no value. Cost you the game trying to make this 12 and go into the pack or the stripe on the right side. Does he draw above them or does he try to come down below the 11? I think drawing above him is safer. Oh, geez. Absolutely perfect. What a hit. Made it look easy. Found the window for the 11. Now what? Can you dig below this solid here? Oh, no problem. And he's carried an angle. But now what? Do you bank the 6 next, or do you go into the 9? Yeah, I think there's more value to that anyway, because now he doesn't waste an inning on making my ball. He can still stay aggressive or put me in a tougher position than I would have been in if he had to make the 9. So big value there. Really nice shot. Just going to push the 6 up. Get rid of the 1. And Efren in a really good position off my break, leading 2 balls to 0. If there's anything I've noticed with my pace, once I got that 3-0 lead, maybe a little overconfident or just a little quick. I feel like I've overlooked a couple options. Can't bank the 12. The cue ball's going up towards the stack. Yeah, I got a rail. This isn't terrible. But boy, I was aggressive back then. I just continued to try to apply pressure on my opponent. I left him the 4. Also, obviously, the 1. I think that's a little more difficult than the 4. And that's what he's kind of struggling with, right? He's leading 2 balls to nothing. He's got this match tied up, and so in his mindset, he's thinking, well, I don't want to just give this game back and the momentum. Yeah, looking to sweep everything from my side and come off the 13 into that stripe. Can I cross the 3 here with a loaded up inside cue ball and miss the 2? Looks pretty steep. Yeah, I overturned that ball, which I feel was really hard to do, actually. It looks to me like he's in trouble. I don't think he's got a real good window between the 4 and 12 to get to the 14. If he does, I think he's got to spin it a little bit. I don't think it's direct. Remember the last time he came off of a ball and tried to ticky below the ball by my pocket, the cue ball slurped up into the lower left. Well, he's looking at coming off the bottom of the 2 there, or the top of the 2 into the bottom of the 3, but he's concerned about losing the cue ball, scratching in the corner. Well, that went wrong. He was trying to cross that ball and catch a piece of one of those 2 balls up there and go into the 3 full, possibly luck one into his pocket. He caught it a little too thin. He had to spin it quite a bit as well. That's how he lost the cue ball. Playing for 6. Come around for the 2 here, I believe. I'd like to go between them, actually. I don't know. This might be a little difficult with inside, so maybe go between the 11 and 2 and just stay above it. Yeah, like so. Have I fallen awkward here, though? Yeah. Might have to go forward now, up towards the 5. Okay, I didn't think I could get that far through the balls. It doesn't look like this 11 is straightforward, that's for sure. I think I have to spin this slowly if I want to make it. Problem with that is, if I don't make it, I'm going to leave him a cut on the 10. Ray is playing for 6. I'm playing for 4. Pretty important moment in the match as well. I'm definitely digging into this. I have to swerve the 10 just a touch. I tried to jump the edge of the 10. Oh, what a roll this is for me. I wasn't thrilled with it. Obviously pretty fortunate there to end up on the backside of the only ball up table. So a big roll there. I was trying to jump a piece of the 10. Get position. I believe the 6 goes in the lower right. But I think he's got other options as well. He could play the 6 towards the edge of the 4 and just put me behind the 8 or try to double me up. He could cut it to 6 and come into the 8. Boy, it's such a blind ball. He's so close to it. He's looking at it. Get another look if we can at that. He chose to come into the backside of the 8 off the left long rail. If we could get another look, yeah. Watch this, the cue ball coming off the left long rail. So he didn't want to go directly into it. He played to come off this rail and into it. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Now he's got a good look at the 4. Center cup. And Reyes off to the races again. This man has won the Derby City Classic one pocket 6 times, I believe. Well, he didn't want to be that far to the left. Now he's got to worry about going into the 8 tying the 1 up. The shot's a little difficult as well. I know this table looks small on camera, but the pockets are 4 inches, and it is a 9-foot table. He's also won the all-around, I believe, 5 times. Decent player, Reyes. Like the best to ever live. He's about to take the first lead that he's had in this match. And I better do something real quick. Reyes leading 4 games to 3 and a race to 8. Pretty awesome crowd. They're respectful to both sides. Extremely knowledgeable about one pocket. Had a lot of great players in this room for a long time. Roger Griffiths, Andy Scott, Gus Briseño, Bobby Emmons, Nick DeLeon, on and on and on and on. I mean, there were many others, Bernie Pettipiece. There's so many good players. I'm sure I'm missing several. Glenn Bond, Dan Brown. Yeah, he has definitely figured out the hit on the break. The 14 once again causing problems. I can't see enough of the 2 to park on it. Once again, I talk about that top left corner after the break, taking a foul at times. It's no good here because of where the 6 lies. But notice the 1 and the 11. Take heed to that because that is a common scenario following the break. And I am looking up there. I just don't know that it's any good, though. I think the 6 is pretty free, especially if you catch it thin from up there. You're going to miss the 14. Well, I don't know what I have. Yeah, he's got me in a big pickle here. He probably had me a big pickle when we started, to be honest. I don't think I can do much low. Can I cross the 14 below the 11 and go up towards the 3 and 7? Just a center top cue ball? Wow. Okay, get another look if we can real quick. Efren said nice shot, I think. Take another look. It's all really here for me about the cue ball. I put a little check on it so I could use that stripe as cover. All right. Now I'm going to pinch back for the 2. Did not want to touch it. So now I have to go forward, bank the 11 next, I believe. And when you're banking this ball, you never even want to allow it to cross your mind that you're missing it. Just stay committed to the bank. Cue ball kind of straightened out or arced up there towards the center. Too much topspin. Otherwise, I get better on the 9. Now I've got to consider the 6. Yeah, caught it a fraction thick. Just a fraction. The 9 does bank. It's steeper than it looks. The cue ball's very high. But he could use the 5 to stop the cue ball, but it's really an all or nothing play. I've got 4 balls to 0 here. Yeah, I think that's really clever. Look at the control of his cue ball as well. Didn't have much more. But so far, I feel pretty good about my response to Efren taking a lead with 4 games off the spin. I could just cross the 1 over, I think, and lay down in the lower left. I could send the 9 up and lay down on the bottom rail. Yeah, that's okay, because I keep him off the 2 railer. Getting the cue ball all the way over to the right side like I did, kind of parallel with that stripe nearest the 5, keeps him from doing anything terribly aggressive as far as a bank is concerned. Looks like he's entertaining a 1-rail kick, and I don't blame him. A lot of good things can happen if he catches the top side of the stripe nearest the 5. Does not want to have to push anything up. Trailing 5 balls to 0 here. He wants to keep it a down table game, not an up table game. And I want the balls to get up table if possible. Yeah, keeping the pressure on me, just feathering the 3. Keeping these 8 balls down here low. I'm just going to... Well, did I let him see the 10? I think I actually caught a piece of the wrong ball going in there. Because I was trying to stick him to the 9. Or excuse me, whatever stripe that is near the cue ball. Yeah, I'd like to have had about 3 or 4 more rotations out of the cue ball there. Just under hit it a little bit. His concern there was probably losing accuracy with more speed. So he just wanted to make sure he got the bank down. Just forgot about the second part. I don't know, the 2-railer on the 9 doesn't seem terrible and just tuck under the 1. He must have a wired ball here. Pretty clever. Played the 5 off of the stripe, sending it near his pocket and just sticking me behind these 4 balls. Believe it or not, I might be in a little trouble here. Got a 2-rail kick below the 5. Stay aggressive for you folks at home when you're shooting at this. Don't let up. Stay through the ball. More often than not, the results are going to be pretty good. It's something you want to practice, that's for sure, but you'll realize that the percentages are pretty high with that 2-rail kick. Wow, that kind of took me by surprise, but I know why he did it. Due to where the 4 is, he felt like if he could get that bank a little bit closer. Can we go back? Is there any way to go back and pause there? If not, no big deal. Yeah, could we pause here? Okay, well. Basically what he was, yeah, this is even better. Thank you so much. So here's the idea, right? He's looking to bank the 3 into the 7. 7 gets close to his pocket. He's going through all those balls, but he must know that really all he's leaving, he's the one over the ball, but he must know that really the cue ball's directing up towards the 9. If he gets the 7 close or makes it, he can win the game. If it gets close, then he knows I'm not going to shoot at the 4. I think he just kind of mishit this a little bit, but still at the same time left me in trouble. Even though it looked a little bit wild, I guarantee you he knew what these balls were doing. Thank you very much. Yeah, take another look. I think he catches... He knew exactly what the 8 and 13 were doing there. He just wanted to get those balls a little closer to his side. That being said, I'm still left with an awkward position. Yeah, so I'm in this position. It's still pretty awkward, but if he gets those balls closer or makes one of them, the value's really there. So it looked a little bit wild all the while. He was under complete control. And I need to be protective of the 7 off the 3 because I know that he can shoot that from anywhere. I'm not in love with it. I think I don't want to overthink this and soft kick the back of the 5. Just real softly. He's going to keep the heat on me. He got, I don't know if that was a good or bad rub he got off the 9 there or off the 12. He's left me elevated over that stripe. Mind you, I think I'm aware that the 7 plays off the 3 as well. So I've got to keep the cue ball low. Oh, that's not going to get it. And I know it. You can see my body language. He's so good at the tickies and the caroms. He's just got to catch half of this ball here. I don't know that you even need a lot of outside English. He's drawing it as well. And there is the patented smile and another look. He used a low ball here, and this is what caused the scratch to the left side. I think if he just stays leveled out, he's going to the 1 in the stripe. He's guaranteed a shot on the 5. He'd like to have had that one back. That's for certain. Do I take a chance and draw back behind the stripe here? Or do I go towards the spot balls? I think I got to go towards the stripe. I'm close enough to the 3 where I can control it. I don't know that I wanted to end up on the rail there. Does the 1 go? The reason, obviously, I would take the 1 here is it's a little bit more risk-free. Playing for 1. A little too quick there. Yeah, that ball went high. A little too quick there, 2-stroking it. I feel like every time he gets to the table, I'm going to lose. And I've always felt that way, and I think that's a good way to feel. Keeps you on your toes. I think I got to go at the 8 here. Pretty quick again down on the ball. But I got it down. We're all tied up again. And I'm pretty pumped up. I'm just thrilled to be tied up with Reyes at 4 games apiece. We took about a half-hour break here. The sun has gone down. The stage is set. Race to 4 for the title. Could ticky off the 3 or just feather the 3 and get here below the 13. Could feather off the 14, get below the 13, but the problem is he knows I'm going to kick 1 rail towards the top of the 3 if he leaves me anywhere low. You see, he's definitely thinking several shots ahead, often, but right now he's just trying to protect me from being aggressive. Oh, wow. The best in the world at utilizing the wrong side of the stack. We typically don't recommend that when teaching 1 pocket. It's a last case scenario. Getting on the wrong side of the stack, meaning on my side where I can push balls to my side. Boy, am I looking at cutting the 3 and going heavy into the 13 here? Wow. If you don't mind, we'll get another look real quick. I thought that that ball would scratch, but I guess I could catch enough of the 13 and knew that I was going towards the 6 off the right long rail. Okay. The 49-year-old Scott Frost would probably never consider shooting that. And I way overpowered that. I said I was a little too amped up. I am a high-strung person to begin with, so to be able to play this guy on this stage, well, there was no problem with blood flow And there was a sign of immaturity. At this point, I'd only been playing, well, that's just, I've been playing a little longer than I was going to say, but at a high level, I think probably 6 or 7 years. That was very immature to just get down on the ball, pull the trigger. I could tell I didn't feel good the minute I got over it. I think he's got to go with the stripe here on the right side. The 10. The 15 goes past the 2. The 9 goes at worst. And what a good hit. Wiped its feet, but he got the most out of the cue ball to get just past the 5. A lot depends on whether the 2 goes. The combination could go 7, 14, 13. Little body movement there. He's known for that, though, when extreme English is used on the cue ball. Can't tell what kind of line he's got here. Can he come around the top side of the 9? Guess this is bankable. I think he'd wanted it to hold just a bit lower, the cue ball. Looks like there's no panic. He should be okay. Yeah, I think he'd like the cue ball to have been an inch or 2 lower. That bank would have been much easier because he had to twist that with some inside to hold it up. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but for me, looking from the outside, looking in, I immediately know I need to kick 1 rail to the 4. There's no other shot. Even if you think the 2 is wired, from there, pretty risky. Especially with 4-inch pockets. From anywhere out in the middle of the table, you have to hit the heart or it's not going to go. Take your medicine, make the 4. Can he clip the 2 and go into the pile? Oh, look at this. Pretty clever. Doesn't seem like he's doing much there. But he's tying the 1 and 2 up, and those could pose major problems for me down the road. Oftentimes in this game, it's the simple things that really help you out. What about 2-railing the 5 towards the 1 and 2? Going up table. It's okay. I don't think it's great, though. Still wondering if that 13 is available. It must not be. It must be going high. The 9 would be suicide because he's going to open everything to my side. But he could have shot the combination earlier, but it looks to me like he's looking at it right now. Yeah, I think he's going at the 5 here, right? Cutting at the 9 is just no good. You've got no future there. He's leading 4 balls to 2, so you don't have to really be aggressive either. He's got many options. time he's taking tells me he's going to be aggressive somehow. If he plays the combination, the 7, 14, 13, he's got to use the stripe that's just above the 7, but you've got to be concerned that the 8 moves the 14 down, especially if that stripe above the 8 and 7 is in front of the 8, or meaning the 8's in the way of it. Oh, wow. Oh, and a little love rub at the end, well deserved. He actually cut combination to that ball, if we can get another look. Look at this, so he cut that stripe to the 7. That's how the cue ball ended up to the right. Got a little rub there, well deserved. Fortune favors the brave. I'd like to have been up another rotation or two here. Can he catch a piece of the stripe, or can he miss it altogether? He caught the stripe, but a lot heavier than he meant to. This is a little bit of trouble, I believe. Soft kick to the back of the 9. Try and tie up the 2 and 1 coming off the bottom rail. But he's playing for 1. So his thought process here is probably going to be aggressive. Yeah, I think he's going at the 5. If he hangs it up, at worst, he wins. Oh, he overcut it by some margin. Cut the 5 too thin there. Did he leave me any type of an angle here? If not, I don't know what much I can do following the 9. This is a good situation to pause it, because I do remember this. A lot of this match, it's wild to see it, but it comes back. So the 12 on the right long rail, just below the right side pocket. I'm looking at it right now. The reason I'm looking at it is there's huge value. I need all the balls. This obviously depends on if the 1 passes the 2, right? But what value is there in shooting the 9 and stopping, or shooting the 9 and drawing back to where I'm at now so I can bank the 12? Well, if I'm going to have to go with the 12 sooner or later, there's more value in going at it now, because I believe I could automatically get an angle on the 9 afterwards. Or if I want to hit it with a low left ball, I can draw 1-2 towards the 2 and 9, catching the top rail first. So I think I shoot the 12. And if I don't, I think it's the right shot. I need them all. We're playing good. We're playing aggressive. There's more value there than there is shooting the 9 in this scenario, in my opinion. Thanks for pausing it. And it does weigh on whether the 1 passes the 2, but I believe it looks like it does. And it looks like I'm going to shoot the 12. I want to shoot the 12. But if you're going to be aggressive and you think you can win off a shot, I obviously can't win with the 5 and the 8 where they are, but I can get back in the game where I need 2 and he needs 1, and now you really have a chance. At this level, if you don't do something real powerful in the position when you have that opportunity, you might not get that opportunity again. So I can't fault myself for shooting this 12, even if I miss it, because I think it's the right shot. Wow. I'm struggling mentally. I just wanted an angle on the 9, and I cave in to the wrong play. In my opinion, I don't think that's the right play. So I'm glad we went over that, if it makes any sense. Here he can just bunt the 2 into the rail, keeping the 1-2 tied up. I don't think you have to force anything else in this situation. You could cross the 5 over 2 rails towards the 8. That's a little kiss risky. Ugh. Didn't want to risk making that ball. Well, I've got a bank on the 12, but it wasn't like the one I had before. Good attempt. Another rotation, and he might be in a bit of a pickle, but he does have room to cue the 5 quite well. It is a blind ball, though. Nothing fun about it. I can't really complain about this position because I'm applying the pressure to him once again. At least I'm making him come with the shot, and it's not free. Doesn't get the 5 down, most likely going to leave me a bank on it down the road. And I'm going to clean the 1, 2, and the 12 up. What he wants to do here is dig into the 5 real good and finish where that chalk is by his hand. That way, if he does miss it, I have to come with one good shot to start the run. He's smiling. He's always smiling. Yeah, look at the cue ball. Yeah, interesting. So the 2 might be in one of those positions that are really awkward. Can I shoot the 1, though, and double kiss the 2 and get a look on the 2? Oh, I'm going quickly to the 5. Interesting. I feel like if I use an outside ball, I could get a kiss, it looks like. But the outside ball weighs a lot of benefits because I can use the 1 and 2 as cover, going back up towards the top left corner. Yeah, and I even say there is their kiss. Really gambling to use an outside ball here. See how close the kiss is on the 5. Somebody's phone is going up. Boy, I think I've got to catch this ball heavy to miss the kiss. Yeah, I did. Well, it was beautiful, but I've fallen flat on this 1. And once again, I think the 2 is just in that awkward position that we all hate, where we don't know that it's going to pass that other point. It's kind of sunken in on that first point. It's like a pool player's nightmare, that 2. I can't have everything I want. Looking or wishing the cue balls to the left an inch or 2. Okay, well, I could shoot a little bit in my younger years. Created some type of an angle to get down here for the stripe. I'm beside myself over the blue 2. What do you do here? Can I try to twist with the inside and get somewhere around or below the 7? That's not going to get it. That is not going to get it. Nothing wrong here with just rolling this ball in and keeping the cue ball to the top right. Nice and close. Unless you're Evan Lunda, who cut this ball in on me. It cost me about $100,000 at Buffalo's in May a couple years ago. I really can't win, though, without moving the blue 2. And we are moving on. So something must have happened at some point with the footage. I apologize. But I've nudged him up to the blue 2, and it's obviously been moved. And he's in a bit of a tricky spot here. What's he looking at now? Is he looking to feather this ball? Come down towards the left chalk here into the bottom rail? Boy, you have to miss the 2 going in and coming out as far as the kiss. He doesn't want to just clip off of it and come down on the right side. He's afraid he's going to leave me the 1 railer on the 7 or worse. Oh, he's missed the 2 altogether. Yeah, he missed the 2 altogether there. I think he wanted to catch it going in and come back down to the left long rail down here to the lower left corner. Because he put some low on it. So he wanted to bend it, just missed the 2 altogether. I'm most likely going to play the top ball here. This is all center low cue ball, and it's all about the stroke, right? What I'm doing is putting low on this first ball, which reacts as high, and it will push this top stripe through the 14, driving it down towards the lower left pocket. But if you don't put a good stroke on this, it can all go sideways quickly. Extreme low. My thought process is that I'm wanting to scratch in the top right. Yes, the 2 is there, but that's where you want to aim to the spot ball. To where you're thinking that you can draw the cue ball back to the top right corner. Oh, I drove the 7 to the bottom rail. So maybe the cue ball was a little too much towards the center. If I put it to the right, our right, a couple more inches, I think I was onto something. Still got him in a pretty funny position here. I don't believe he can get to the 7. Yeah, this is awkward. Typically, top players don't want to just fram the 14 into the 7 because you just don't know where anything's going to finish. Yeah, he must not be able to soft kick behind the 7, or is he? Yeah, he went after it. Yeah, and he caught it too thin again, like a previous bank similar that he had. So I've gotten away with one there. I think he wanted the cue ball to finish back down on the bottom rail, or he was just trying to cinch that bank. Really the first up-table game here that we've played, and it looks like I've got a chance to steal it. Reyes had a pretty good lead early in this game. And I'm pumped up. And you can't blame me, guys. This was a really big opportunity for me. It wasn't about the money. I was just over the moon and beside myself to get the opportunity to play. But now we're over halfway through the match, and I'm leading by 1 game. I cannot describe. I will never be able to describe the feeling I had to get the opportunity to play him. I had several sleepless nights before this match started, just dreaming about scenarios and how it could play out, how I would play, because I really looked at it like I had nothing to lose. I'm playing the greatest ever. Credit to him for giving me the chance to play with him. Yeah, and he has really figured the hit out on the break. You can hear me say, wow. I look in here, I think I can come off the top side of the 2 and come behind the 9 with maybe a quarter tip of inside or a little bit more inside English. Just cross the face of the 2 and come behind the 9. Very passive. I heard myself say 3 rails, so I'm looking at kicking 1 above the top left 1, 2, 3 onto this line in behind the 9. Now, when you're kicking this ball, it's really all about the speed. You're not so much concerned about contact with the 9. You would just love the cue ball to rest somewhere in behind it to protect the 2, 10, and 5. If I end up shooting that. But there is a path between the 12 and 15 coming in off the 3rd rail into the 4th rail. And it looks like my cue's moving there. I'm actually just twisting it. I have a habit of doing that. Well, that worked out. Speed was good. And that's all I was really concerned about. So I will 0-1. What does he have? I think he's just got to feather off the 15 here and put me up on the top right. He'd like to glue me to that top rail. That would be wonderful. Don't think you want to move the 1. I think you've got to move the 15. Wow, he decided to come all the way down. Yeah, I don't know. Bringing the cue ball down there, and trust me, guys, I'm not trying to critique Efren's game, but I'm here to talk about it. Bringing the cue ball all the way down allows me to really get in behind that 9. I might be able to cross this ball over. I can do a lot more than putting the cue ball up top. Yeah. I don't know that I protected the cue ball as well as I should have, though. But you understand my point, right? If he leaves me up on the top right corner, really keeps the pressure on me. Yes, I could probably soft kick to the 9, but I couldn't bring another ball to my side like I did there. That's minimal compared to some of the things that could have happened with the cue ball halfway back down the table. But if I let him see the 10 there, that was a big mistake on my part. He can either go through this ball and go forward on the 10, might be able to come down behind the 5, might be able to come in behind the stack. Yeah, he just went forward. I've got to guard against the 2 here. I don't know if I can 2-rail this 9 going forward, maybe into the 12. But how do you guard against the 2? Guess I could make the 9 for him and just lay over on that left long rail. It's not terrible. Behind the 12. Just lay up just above that left diamond, the first diamond, almost, well, just below the second or middle diamond on the left long rail. Just make the 9 and lay up there. You're going to leave in the 1, which isn't a lot of fun. What I'm looking at here is sticking the cue ball where the 9 is and hitting the 9 2 rails with speed to the bottom of the 12, maybe locking something into my pocket, just sticking there. I don't know that there's value to that. Asking for too much. Okay. It's not bad. I drew towards the 5 to tuck up under. Yeah, actually pretty effective. Yeah, is this one of those situations where you don't need to try to do too much? Can you just knock the 2 back up table? The 1 does play in his hole. Why I'm mentioning that is if he was worried about me banking the 12, just knock the 2 up table and lay me parallel with the 5 here on the bottom rail. Yeah, like so. Oh, he did even better. If I'm entertaining the 2, I don't know. It's dangerous with where the 1 is and the 11 goes for Efren. Got a lot of options here. I could chip the 9, come off the rail, and come back behind the 13-4, whatever the stripe is there. I could kick behind the 1 and send the cue ball up to the top left, but I'm going to go with the 2. Yeah, this is dangerous, I think. I think the scratch is available if I miss-hit it at all to the top left corner. Really got to be a clean hit here, and the cue ball has to finish on the top rail. Oh, the hit was clean. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's really not too bad. It applies a lot of pressure. I left him the 1. He could punch and catch a piece of that stripe just in front of the 10 and open those up, but boy, it's a tall order. It's really interesting reviewing this match and talking about it because I'm learning, kind of relearning how I used to play.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Good shot.
Yeah, look at that. Can we get a replay? That'd be great. He's doing more than one thing. He's sending the 6 up table, but he's coming in behind the 2. Don't be shocked if he thought that he could get me up in behind the 8 and 3 as well. He does think that deep. What a great play. Okay. We're grinding now. In my opinion, this has been a pretty high-level match so far. Can he feather the stripe nearest the cue ball and just lay me under the 5 one rail? How's his speed? Pretty good. Not too bad. Really like to have tucked me under there where I couldn't see anything up here. I'm going to go off the 8 instead of the 9, or excuse me, instead of the 13, because if I go into the 13, I'm concerned about it coming off the 9 and maybe landing straight in. If I go off the 13, I've got to catch the left side of it. It's going to open a lot of stuff up here. I did good with the cue ball. And I did catch the left side of it, so there was no risk of selling it out. Wow. We have not seen any games like this so far. And these are the games I like to commentate. Can he cross the face of the 3 and just lay the cue ball just past the right side pocket, sending the 3 over? No, he's going to keep me living right here next to this 5 burger. Coming off the 8. That's really, really a poor attempt. Notice the cue ball hopped up in the air there as well, so I elevated with power and really lost all accuracy, trying to draw to the left side of the 2 and the 5. Really no excuse for a mistake like that at all whatsoever. I was not snookered on the 5 or the 8. And he's going to do some damage. Get 2 rails up now towards the stripe above the 4, I would imagine. Really can't go wrong that way. If he bumps it, he's great. If he misses it, he's got to look at the 9. Oh, it plays. Even better. Just pinch this just above the side pocket. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to clear the 14 and 11 and get to the 1, or if the 14 plays. Now he might be able to get to the 10. Yes, he can. So now he can get to the 1. Wow. Careless error such as that, instead of a chance to go up 6-4, staring down the barrel of 5 all. Not impressed by the decision I made and how I executed it. I am impressed by how he's executing this run. Gonna go with the cut here on the 12, playing for 1. Yeah, notice how still he stays through contact. I'm not thrilled with the decision I made. I was just too quick. It's a race to 3. Do us a favor, like and subscribe. Railbirds TV on YouTube. Kevin Ross, been doing a lot for me. Thank you so much. And also, if you get a chance, go to my new Facebook page, Scott Frost, and then The Freezer in quotation marks. Scott Frost, The Freezer. All the pool content coming out on that page now. And my Instagram is Scott_official_Frost. Thank you all for tuning in. Miss hit, caught the head ball way too thin if I caught it at all. Fortunate I didn't go in the drink. Fortunate that I ended up behind the 5. I said that I tried to make a ball on the break there. This is my home table. And if you catch them just right, real thin into the head ball, there's a lot of good things that can happen. But I just can't even believe that I was going for that. Not in this scenario. Yeah, very clever. Look at this cue ball. Jeez. Jeez. Wow, nice play there, sending the 4 to his side of the table, all the while knowing he's going to leave me awkward on everything, right? Even if I could make the stripe nearest my corner, I'm froze to the top rail. I can't shoot the 10. I'm going to go into the 13. So I've got to go to the 4 here. Just get it to my side. Maybe, boy, am I staying aggressive here? I'd rather elevate. Oh. Wow. I had no idea that I was going to do that. It turned out quite well. I wrapped around out of the top right corner. Just utilized the stack as protection. My style has changed a lot in my senior years. Learned that missing is expensive, so I've gotten a little more conservative. Efren looking at the kick and stick. Oh, he's hit that much better than he did previously. Little camera movement. Never hurt anybody. Well, I almost feel like I have to go with that stripe to the right of the one. Not even looking at it. He's got me feeling the heat. Looking at, am I looking at splashing the stack with the stripe below the 13? How do I get the cue ball free and clear? Yeah, I might want to go back after this. Not yet, but I might want to go back after this, and there's a couple other options. Just want to see what this results in. Now I'm looking at the stripe. I think it's the right play because you know you can get that cue ball to the top rail. And if you get the stripe close, yeah, he's going to be in a little trouble, but doing anything low is dangerous in my opinion. I want to splatter this stripe past the 15 up into the 2 and 4, but I can't get the cue ball free. Oh, man. Well, the angle kind of fooled me a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, though. You heard me say don't go, please, because I did not want to have to shoot from distance. Trap myself. Now he's pretty much forced to do something with the 1, I believe. You can kick below it or go into it. Yeah, below it, it's okay. But now I might kick and stick the 5 with power. This is a shot I like to shoot. So I'm just kicking into the rail first with power into the 5, sending the 5 one rail towards the 15, 4, etc., stunning my cue ball up. This is like a center ball. I teach this in some of my clinics. It's like a center ball with a lot of power and a little bit of right, maybe just a little below center. Yeah. I didn't get the action I wanted out of it. Trace gain. And a good friend of mine for years said that's the freezer shot. I did not get any really good results, but it is a good shot to shoot, very effective. You can get a lot of movement out of the pile with that shot. Boy, dangerous, the 13 off the 15 to Efren's pocket. He's so good at those tickies and those caroms. Only problem is this is so steep, he really can't do anything with the cue ball. Two railing the 1 to his side, doing something good with the cue ball here. Yeah. I don't know. Thought he'd really tuck me under the 10. A little bit better. I'm allowed to see the 13 here. But it might be awkward. Yeah, I can't really bank it towards the 10 because I'm going up into the pile real heavy. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I really do. Opening the 11 and 2 to his side. I knew that was going to happen. I think that's a mistake. There had to be something better, although I couldn't see it. Can he bank the 3 to the 10 and stun forward or roll forward? Oh, goodness. Look at this hit. Pretty good. I think he said he didn't hit it hard enough. Longtime good friend of mine, good friend of the pool community's Efren's manager, Rolando, came here with Efren for this match. Rolando came here with Efren, or went everywhere with Efren in every match that he and I played. Played several more, I think 6 more after this. But yeah, Rolando, great guy. Been with Efren since they were kids. I played the Tiki there, I think. And here we are again, another game up table. So we're both trying to win, that's for certain. What about clipping off the stripe nearest the 3 and going up behind the 2? No, I'm just going to stay passive. Yeah, he's done a good job there because I don't, unless I can see the full 2, he hasn't done a good job. But if I can't, he's done a good job and I have to move the 3. I would assume. And that's no good. The seasoned up-table player I am now tells me I would have played that a little differently. I moved the 6 to his side, the 10 to his side, put the 3 in a position where I really can't make it in the future. So I didn't take much heed to caution there. Yeah, nice cue ball. Really nice cue ball. Put me on the gum. Wow, that was a pretty big turnaround there. Got a 6 ball to my side, and it's protected by the 14 and 9. I believe the 4 also plays in my pocket, but I've tied a bunch up on the top right end of Efren's side. So that's changed everything, and I ended up with a pretty good cue ball. Well, a really good cue ball. So that's changed a lot just in one shot. Forcing him to go up table here. Oh, isn't he clever? His thought there was to put me on top of the 5. I think the 6 covers up the 10 and the 11, so I can't shoot those. Clearly can't get to the 4 either. And I'm over the 5 if I want to do something with the 1. Huh. Yeah, and I just said he's pretty smart. Well, no kidding. Oh, that was pretty good. I wasn't thrilled with how the 13 ended up. Yeah, almost said to replay that, but I'm not really trying to replay my shots. I'd rather replay his. Yeah, I left him the 13, and look at what he's done there. He's crossed the 14 over at the same time. Did I get a little lucky to where he's doubled up and forced to play the combination? on the 914. I think I did, but boy, what a great hit. I thought I made a great shot, a shot prior. I feel like we're playing at a really high level. This table is really a tough table. The people locally remember and know this table. Kind of making it look easy. Playing the combination. Oh, and look, he tried to open the 6 and 4. He had bad intentions there. Now he's got to get up table. He's got to avoid the 6 and 4 unless he wants to try and wrap around 3 rails and crash into the 6. It's possible. What's he got up his sleeve? How does he get on another ball? Yeah, that's going to slow him down, maybe. Yeah, he's got a bank on the 8 now, I believe. If not, maybe a bank on the 12. But he's leading 3 balls to 0, which is substantial when the balls are more up table. Is he going to glue me to the 6 and just... No, he's just playing them up table. Terrible there. Yeah, he might have to go into the 6 elevated. But he's going to the 8. I might earn something here. Yeah, I might earn a cross corner on the 6 here. Or straight back. Boy, I'm just passing it all up, so I don't like any of it. 6 must have been a kiss. Where's this going to finish? I believe he was trying to shoot the 6 into those balls. And he caught it too thin. It came around. I saw it go up around the 4. So he's given me an opportunity. This is where I really need to slow down and know where I want to be. Oh, I cut it really heavy.
That's all right.
Just going to stop right there. Actually, tougher than it looks to just do what he did. Now I've got to be very careful. Going up towards the 1, I'm going to leave him some type of a cross corner. I don't think I'm going to end up doing that. Looks like I want to do something aggressive. Is it the 8? Boy, it looks tough to bank. Yeah, I don't think this is the right play. I could sell the 4 out. I could sell anything out here. Hit it pretty good. No value, though. He's going to be able to soft kick behind the 8. Oh, he's using speed. Interesting. A little surprised he hit that hard. It's allowing me to get a look at this bank. Yeah, but the problem is, do I go forward here? If I just roll forward, I'm going towards the 5, and I could leave the 8. So I think I've got to draw this ball. I didn't even spin it. It's no good. Can he twist the 11 back? Might play this 11 2 rails. Yeah, just like this, back up to the top right, or excuse me, top left. Efren continues to kick the camera. It happens. Camera adjusted. Just gonna roll up to the 1. I gotta protect though on the 4. He's immediately looking at the 4. Well, the freezer continues to bump into the camera as well. Somebody move that camera. Get it out of here. Can't 2-rail the 5, the 11, and 2 are in the way. Banking the 4 is risky due to where the 11 and 2 are. If he cleared those 2 balls, now he's got to protect against the 1. He's still got a 3-1 ball lead. Probably best to just move this 1 back up table. Crossing over it, coming to the bottom rail. Yeah, great cue ball. As usual, got me glued to the gum. I want to cover this all up down here. But did I get there? Can he cross the 8? No, he cannot. Yeah, he is really trying to win. I guess I'll talk about this. I've hesitated and thought about it, but even before we did this match. But I think that one weakness, if Efren had ever any weaknesses, and you can think about this if you want, but back in our era at least, or the era 20 years ago, very few people even had the opportunity to get the balls up table on Efren because he was so great around the stack. Look at this shot. Look at that shot. Let's get another look. If you don't mind, I'd like to get one more look at that. Yeah, let's get another look. I'm not going to do anything special with the 1. This is just a little bit of an outside ball here, allowing it to lengthen up. He's Zing the cue ball and Zing the 1 rail. Pretty sweet. But back to what I was talking about. Efren, by far the best player to ever live around the stack. So creative, kicks so good, shoots so good, banks so good, does everything above everybody else. Nice bank. I don't feel like he had as much up-table experience, meaning when the balls got up-table, we played many times, and I felt like I might have exploited a slight weakness there. I went to Nick Varner around this time. I can't remember if it was after this or not. Spent some time donating to him on the up-table game. And I can tell you, it made a huge difference in the all-around package of my game because I was so aggressive at the time and so accurate that if I got the knowledge with the up-table game, I felt like my game would be more complete. What it did do to me, though, is it started to change my style. When I realized I could outthink players instead of have to outshoot them, it slowly affected my style. And I figured I'd just touch on that. And now twist my words or take me wrong. I'm not saying his up-table game was weak. I'm just saying that even he didn't get a lot of experience with the balls up-table because very few players could get them up-table on him. He was so good around the stack that it rarely got to that. But I did defeat him several times after this match, and I stuck to my game plan where if I got them up table, I felt like a favorite, and it seemed to work sometimes. Now, this is, speaking of Nick Varner, this is what they would call the Nick Varner wedge. Ongoing debates. There is no question amongst the top players nowadays that the balls being in the top left corner will definitely favor the guy that has the lower right pocket more often than not, because they're working now to just get the 3 in and earn a spot shot. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get shots from this position. It just means that it's a favor to the lower right corner. Just trying to send this back up table, and that'll work. Now, with the 5 being there, I don't really think I want to move it. I'm better off doing something with the 2, maybe the 4, maybe the 14. But I really need to leave the 5 there. It's working for me. Okay, so I'm going to try and stick under the 14. That means, or tells me, I'm going into the 4. I know I'm going to make the 3. This could be a little crazy. Yeah, and it was. How did the 3 come out, though? I thought I'd have made the 3. And this is kind of, well, that was a major downside to my game. I was a little too aggressive, and it cost me a lot. Oh, what a great shot from there with the closed bridge. He's one of the very few that I watch off the end rail that would use a closed bridge. So accurate. What an excellent hit. His stroke, as good as it gets. Nobody can emulate the GOAT. They can try, but they can't emulate him. Gonna rifle this. Oh, he's just gonna stay under. Even better. Really putting the steam on me now. Leading 6 balls to 1, and it looks like his up-table game is decent here. Oh my goodness. Slow it down, Mr. Reyes. Oh, that's too hard. If you're going to shoot that ball, you've got to know that it's going to be close or leave it close. I was clearly going to get a rail. It's just way too hard there. Is he looking just a nudge? Yeah, just a nudge this, leaving me in the kiss here on the 3, unless I really spin out of it with a right ball, going up towards the 11. And not a bad result at all. A little surprised he left me there if I could do what I just did. Oh, what's he doing here with the 5? Oh, clever. coming before the 1. Really clever. I'd like to get him back up there in the top left again. Can I chip the 5 up to the top right corner with a ton of inside? Like I'm cutting the 5 to the top right corner with a ton of inside and going to those balls up there in the top left. Even if I make the 5 in the top right corner, it's not the end of the world if I get the cue ball where I want it. Oh, and that's what I've done. I promise you guys I haven't seen this since 2008. Yeah, pretty effective. At least I'm making him think. Can come off this stripe and just trickle back down to the low end, maybe even towards the chalk on the right side. I don't know about going that way, or the way he's at now. Could be a little bit more dangerous. He could just leave me elevated as well up there and force me to shoot the combination jacked up. Oh, he's done it again. Gave him his props. Can I one rail the 1 and Z the cue ball to the right long rail, top left long rail, and up under the 5 in them? I don't think so. Kiss must be at play. I kicked the camera again, or hit it with my cue. It was literally just a few feet behind us. Put a ball in play here and got him covered up, which is good.
7 ball.
Just making sure that ball's frozen or not. Yeah, so can I glue him to the 2 here and bring the stripe down? I feel like he's made a couple questionable decisions in the last inning or 2. Oh, I'm tucking behind the 8. And even better, I've got the cue ball froze. The 8 is not froze, so it's hard for him to come off the 8 and get a rail, or at least to the left long rail. So he is in trouble here, unless the 2 somehow goes. But I don't believe it does. I think the 1 has got him covered. What does he got up his sleeve? He could come off the stripe nearest the 5 with a lot of right. Come 1, 2 above the 3 and below the 11, or somewhere along those lines. I think that's actually available. He just might not want it. He might be afraid to make the 5, but it might be even better. Can we pause it here for just a quick second? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I just want you guys to see what I'm saying. He could catch the stripe in the top right corner in front of the 5 pretty thick, making the 5, which is probably a good thing because that ties the stripe up on the spot. Swinging the cue ball 1, 2. I don't have a telestrator, but I shouldn't need it in this situation. With a lot of right English, really just coming above the 3 and trickling somewhere down below the 11 or even parallel with the 11 would get him out of trouble. And not only that, if he makes the 5, like I said, now it protects the 1 from going in my pocket, but it also opens the 1 up to his side with both of those balls coming on the spot. So that's a real option here. I don't think he sees or has looked at yet. I don't know what he shoots going forward. We're about to find out. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know that the 2 went. It looked like he hit it good, too. I finally got a shot, I think I said. But I didn't really even, I don't think I saw that option when we were playing. think you just float this in with a right ball. I don't know that you want to hit it too hard. Makes it a little more missable. Well, I deserve everything I get there. Really, I could have just put some outside ball on that with a level cue ball and rolled it in and come above the 11. So if I think I'm unlucky there, maybe a little, but hitting it at that speed, a lot of things can go wrong, and there's one of them. And I know it. That's why I'm mad at myself for the decision that I made, but I'm not intelligent there. Just got to drift that 3-ball in with an outside ball or a right English and just drift above the 11. Everything's wide open for the taking there. Shooting it the way I shot it, well, you're letting the cue ball go. I think I'm forced to play the 2 into the 11 here. Maybe to the bottom of the 11, but if you do, then the 11 clears out and I don't have another shot. So I think I've just got to cross it heavy into the face of the 11. Yeah, I tried to. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy with myself.
Oh well, I tried.
I was definitely an emotional player. That's just how I was. I grew up under like Keith McCready and some of the other Ronnie Allen. I grew up spotting and playing him, and those guys were very verbal players. They loved the mental warfare when they played the game. Efren and I, many matches later, we never really said much in our other matches. This was just a tense match for me. He's crossing the 11 going into the 2, I think. Little surprised at that. I'm remembering that now. A little surprised at that decision. Just really aggressive, leading 6 balls to 2. And I would equate that to an up-table decision, right? Because he could have put that ball up-table and really cinched me down. Am I not shooting the 12? Am I concerned I'm going to make the 1 for him and put him on 7 balls? Yeah, I must be concerned about that. If I don't make the 1 straight in, I might make it off the 11. So I'm going at the 1. Yeah, I used to have some decent eyes. I was a straight shooter by time. Now all these young guns think I'm 1-ball Will. Just like that, I've had multiple opportunities, or a couple of big opportunities pass me by, but I'm within 2 of tying the ball count up. Wow. I got very fortunate there. That ball didn't trickle in off the 5 or just go straight in. Efren would have had a look. He's got a bank. I think he can cross the 11 straight back to the lower right with a high ball. Come in behind those other balls to hold the cue ball. I would be surprised if he doesn't bank this 11 towards his pocket. Unless the angle's fooling me on the camera. Must not be near as straightforward as I initially thought. Wow, he put some real stuff on that cue ball there. Extreme low outside and just feathered the 11. Look at the distance he got on the cue ball and the minor distance he got on the 11 there. Yeah, these balls actually starting to work in my favor, wedging up in the top right here. And that solid on the top left corner only favors me. It's at 3 rails to my hole, but no way he can make it in his hole as it sits. Soft kick to the 5, try and make the 2. Right, okay. Like 2 to have gone in there. Made a big difference, I think. Oh, that's what he was trying to do earlier when he whiffed the whole ball. That's pretty cute. Chipping the 5 and coming around. Nothing goes to my pocket. Do I just roll the 2 in? Could 3 rail that ball in the top left corner, but really tough where the cue ball is to control both balls and the speed and the accuracy. Yeah, and I knew better, right? At that speed, I had to hit it at the speed I hit it before. The shallow shelves will get you. That is all on me. Got to make sure these balls are frozen in order to make the top ball. And really pretty straight, right? I don't think they have to be dead straight, but as straight as you can get them. Efren going at it. Extreme low, center cue ball. Pretend you're drawing to the top left corner. Forcing the 9 through the 2. Oh. How'd he do? Perfect, as all. Playing for 1. What a shot by Reyes. I mean, to be fair, we've been poking them around for the last 30 minutes. When you finally do get a look at a ball, it's not easy. It really does become difficult. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything with those up there, and if I try, it's most likely going to turn out poorly. I want to shoot into the first stripe, I think. That's no good. It's just no good. No matter what, right? Even if I did scratch, sure, I might have got something in play. But really no good. When you're elevated that much over an object ball, you can't expect good results in that scenario. Reyes playing for 1. And he's earned it to take a 6-5 lead in this race to 8. Still shooting straighter than an arrow. I had my chances to get back in that game. Rail first, I'm saying. I don't know what I'm talking about there. Got to understand, guys. Give me a break here if you can. I'm in front of all my friends. The pressure was like crazy. My emotions are through the roof. My heart's pounding. We could have played 30 games and it would have felt like it was still the first game. I mean, This is all a dream come true for me in a historical match at that. I don't believe at this moment in time any American player had played him even playing one pocket. They're going to take a quick second. So are we.
I win even if I lose. I'm happy just to be here.
Yeah. I'm happy even if I lose, and that's the truth. I was absolutely thrilled to get to play this guy. But one thing for sure, he has figured out the break. Obviously, that's what he does. Ugh. Not fun. He's got the lead, 6-5, and he got the break. A bad kiss there, and then a very good kiss. I believe he could have made the 12 if the 11 doesn't come back. I tried to sweep everything out of his pocket and just get below the 5. Fortunate, I'm aware of it. I'm probably not going to be thrilled with the result here. I think he can knock the 13 and the 4 up table and stack me. Unless he's concerned about leaving me some type of a look at the 10. I don't know that that's going to be a real concern, though, even if he left me by the 2. I mean, the 10 is super thin. Let's see what he's got in mind. Could go forward. Is the 3 close to his pocket? Could go off the 13 into the 2. So he did go forward. Focus on getting me to the rail. Yeah, really keeping me pinned down here. I don't think there's a lot I can do aggressively. I might have to shoot the 10 and just go through it and keep him below the 11, but my concern there is he's just going to put me back in the stack. So I've gone into a very aggressive mode, but I did have protection and was aware of it with the 11 and the 10. So I did play this. It looks crazy. People thought I was crazy back then. A lot of people think that Chohan's aggressive, and he is very aggressive, but I can promise you I was that guy as well. Until I started to really respect money. And that took a long time. Looking at the 12, coming up into the 11. I thought I made it. Clearly. I should get a ticket right there for jaywalking. I don't know that they issued them in 2008. Well, he is really trying to win, and he's really got me on kind of some type of tilt, like I'm in some aggressive mode that, looking from the outside in, I probably shouldn't be in. Might be the wrong guy to do that against. I'm looking to just roll up to the 4 and keep the heat on him. Coming off the 2, going up towards the 4, or maybe trying to get under it. Yeah, I don't like coming off the 2 if I didn't have to, though, because then I tie up the 1 more. And the 2 is less available, obviously. So I must not have been able to get straight at the 4 there. Yeah, I wasn't thrilled with that. I think I was trying to get below the 4 underneath it instead of going right into the face, because he's got a free look. The cue ball's off the rail. He's out distance. Boy, if he makes this, he's on the hill. Oh, he got a bad kiss. I'm a little surprised at the speed he hit it. Thought he might just roll it in. I don't know that it was a bad kiss anyway. I think he was actually going into the edge of that ball all along, so maybe that's why he hit it at the speed at which he did, just to ensure the make a little bit more. The thing for him right now is the 6 and 3, along with the 4, that are all favoring him. The bad thing is the stripe nearest my pocket down here. It's kind of awkward on it. I don't know that there's a good way to get rid of that ball right now. I don't think you can come off the right side of it. You're really flirting with the scratch, and coming off the left side, you're going to kind of lose complete control of the game. And he's going to roll this. Wow. Okay.
Is that funny?
He hit this with speed, so I think he was trying to come 1 rail, 2 rails in behind the 12 by my pocket, and he got away with one. And Rolando, I think Efren's manager, was over there laughing at it. I said, "Is that funny?" Well, I personally do think it's funny, obviously. Here, I should bank the 4 towards the ball nearest my pocket and just stick him on top this stripe if I can. Yeah, all your focus here really goes into gluing him to the stripe, right? That's what we forget to do most, and I think that's most important, because if I get one to my side and I glue him to... Okay, I decided to stun forward, which was just about as good, but I went for the make. I am in some type of aggressive mindset for sure. I mean, I woke up in aggressive mindsets for about 15 years of my career, but geez.
Wake up, guys!
Yeah, what does he do? I'm looking at what he could do here. The soft kick 1-2 below the 4 is a problem, because he's going to leave me the 9. That's why he's looking up table. He could soft kick below the 9 and just leave me real thin on the 4. I don't know that I can make that. Well, and that's what he's doing. Pretty clever. Didn't want me to see the 6. He'd like to have got me directly under the 9 there. I think there's a lot more value there. But that'll get him another inning for sure. Now trying to glue him to the back of the balls, I think. And that'll be all right. And I actually maneuvered those now. Look at the 3 and the 11 to where they play to my hole, or at least 11 plays to my pocket. Wouldn't be surprised if he shot the 10 and just stuck me on top of those balls. Got me close to all 3, or at least between the 3 and 12. A little surprised he hasn't really looked at bunting the 10 up towards the 13 and just wedging me between the 3 and the 12. What's he got in mind here? Going up to the top right corner? Oh. Wow. The 3 was actually going to his pocket. Yeah. And he's really displaced the balls where they're not working for me as much. I think I have to cross the 3. The combination, the problem with it is if the 13, if I miss the combination, I lose. If the 13 lays down onto the bottom rail and I make the combination, I just put myself in more trouble. The value just isn't there. The value is there if I can knock this in somehow. Now what? Does the 11, I believe that's the 11, does it pass the 4? It looks pretty tight. The cue I'm playing with is an $80 Falcon, and I think part of the ferrule is missing on that cue. I'm not lying. And if not, part of the tip. But I had a Cognoscente I'd been playing with for several years, and it was stolen. Okay. No problemo. Now I'd like to go up into the 12 here, not the 10. I don't want to get awkward on the 12-4 combination. I'd rather just go up into the 12. Even if I catch a piece of the 4, it's really okay. I should get a shot. Just rather make sure I get into the 12 here and not the 10, right?
Don't start on the chop suey. Mike! I'm not at Shogun.
I said I'm not at Shogun. Oh, he must have been chopping some steak. The kitchen is just to our left.
Big shot.
I definitely loved to perform for the crowd. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into the 12. I think that's the least amount of risk of getting yourself in any trouble. Do you go 3 rails here, or do you just draw out 2? I think 2 rails is safer. And worse, I got into that 4 ball a little too much. Didn't want to make any contact with the 14. Can go forward here, if need be. Playing for 4. Drawing it back, it looks a little awkward, like I could catch the 6 and 14 if I come off the left long rail. Yeah, obviously my nerves are getting up because I'm talking more. It's not going to work out, I don't believe. I deserve it. I didn't put any spin on that ball. I'm going to cross this and come 1-2 up, or just try and hold the cue ball. Oh, that's pretty poor. I didn't even get down and aim on that. For you folks at home, make sure to get down and aim before you shoot. And he crossed this without the kiss. Oh, he really had to swerve the cue ball out of the way. Yeah, but pretty good finish over the 5. I'm not out of the woods yet. He's got one on layaway pretty much. And I'm over the 5. Can I remove the 13 here somehow? Well, when it broke the $80 Falcon. Kick and stick here? tough to miss the kiss out of that.
I just spin. Do the whirly bird. I did the whirly bird.
I'll leave him a bank. I don't know that he can play position here. I think he's just got to try and cinch this or go forward. And he's hit it a little thin, so maybe he was in between the mindset of playing position and making the bank. Never know. Sometimes we tend to do that. Once again, balls have made their way up table. I had an opportunity to get out, didn't take advantage. Yeah, I was a little surprised he left that bank. Because I could play a pretty free cue ball, right? He's never going to cut the 6, and this ball's going to always be a threat, so he's got to tend with that. Yeah, we're both getting a little rum-dum at this point. Hopefully it cleans up the play. I'm playing for 3. No. No good, sir. What can he do?
I made the shot. I tell you, I made it. I gotta have an excuse, but I know I made it.
No, I caught the ball way heavy. I didn't make that shot. I caught it into the rail before the side pocket, so
I gotta have an excuse.
that is absolutely false. Is he forced to just bank at the 2 here and then maybe take the cross on the 7? That's what I'm curious about. Oh, he's just hit it hard. Oh, and he tried to force position. Yeah, I don't know. A little surprised he kind of tried to force position there. I thought he could just stop and then take a cross on the 7. And we're all tied back up now. 6 games apiece. Race to 8. Oh, we might as well have just played 2 games or a race to 2. Winner take all, 5,000. Thank you very much to Railbirds TV and Kevin Ross. Thanks to all the fans, everybody tuning in. Efren, born August 26th, 1954. He was 54 years old. I was 33. To give you an idea, Facebook went live or public 4 years after this match. So really, this filming wasn't terrible. I mean, we were still pretty much just coming into the camera phone era, not too long after this, or too long before this. Excuse me. Better break there. Much better break, actually. The 9 hovering over my pocket here. Can he see enough of the 3 to do anything great? Oh, wow. And can we get a replay of this? Wow. Take a look at what he's done here. He's played the 3 to the bottom of the 9 and sent the cue up towards the 6 and 12. If he catches the 15 a little thicker with the 9, it goes towards or in his pocket. What Amazing shot he just played. I definitely learned something back then with that shot. I just want to shoot at everything here. Yeah, I am a nervous wreck. The Efren effect has definitely become a factor. Can he twist this past the 3 and stick me back on the 6? Straight elevated. And that's what he's done. Wow. Very difficult to make such a good hit from where he was there. Using the 5 to cover him up on the 3. The bad news for the Freeze is that the 8 and 1 just got tied up, so that's a problem. Obviously, the 12 by his pocket's a problem. Is the 10 going to his pocket? No rail. But he did switch hands there. And you can really not tell a difference in the left-handed stroke or the right-handed stroke with Reyes. He is so talented. Probably, or if not, the best player with the opposite hand that I had seen back then. I went straight into the drink. And I'm snookering us on the camera. Things are unraveling. Yeah, well, you drew it straight back. Yeah, I'm not thrilled. Wants to miss the 6 here. Oh, goodness, what a shot. Going to the 2, everything wide open. He just really wants to disturb the 15 and 10 at some point. He can do that now, drawing off the 9. Maybe too steep on the 9 to draw off the 10. Well, you just saw a little movement with him. That's about as much emotion as you'll ever see from the GOAT. And now he's looking at it. Just really has to get through this correctly. Wants to catch the 9 full. Just wiggle the 10 open, come back past the 15 and take the cut on the 6. Must be too steep. That's why he's not entertaining it. There he goes, but now he's run into the 14. Didn't get the 15 opened up. Reyes with 3. I am -2. I'm also negative in the mindset from the way it sounds. Really, all in all, 6 games apiece in this race. We've played at a high level. What is he looking at? Does he think he can twist the 15 in? Boy, dangerous just because of the ball position here. Yeah, he might be forced to just come off the 14 and lay me down in the lower left here. Oh, he tried to come off the bottom of the 15. I cannot believe he tried to do that. Maybe trying to catch a piece of the 4 and just keep me behind him. Wow, what a big opening for me. I do not remember that happening. Well, I don't remember much of any of this, to be honest with you. I remember a couple of the great shots he made. But look at this. Big opportunity for me now, especially the way the stripe on the spot, the 5 and the 11 have all dressed up. 14 come right back in front of my pocket. I did not remember him doing that. Yeah, you got to make sure to stay away from the 8 and 1 here. Want to stay out between the 8 and the 11. Needs to settle. That should be okay. Come around 3 rails or 1. Now I can punch up for the 8 and 1 if I'd like, using the 5. Just stay away from the side pocket. Yeah, but the tension is definitely palpable. You can feel it in this room. I definitely remember that. I can feel it right now. I can't tell how steep I am here. Maybe I'm concerned about catching a piece of the 11. I don't know. Pretty thick on the 8 here, or thin. Going to the 1 immediately. That looks steep. Yeah, I don't know if that was even the right shot there. I wondered if you could go forward on the 8 or if I could have drawn it past the 1, just coming off the 1, shooting the 8. I took the tougher option going back and forth. If I'd have made the 1, I don't think I'd have had anything worthwhile. I really don't remember this getting this patchy. I mean, the first half of this match we've played really, really good. Some mistakes here in the latter part of this match, definitely, for both of us. Maybe he's getting a little antsy as well as far as the aggression. With the shot selection. There's no doubt I played fast. Yeah, I don't think I want him to... I got fortunate there. I didn't want him to be able to see the 11. I don't think I could have kept him off the 8 no matter what. Good cue ball there. I am definitely feeling the heat. We're at 3 balls apiece, 6 games apiece. This is by far, I've won a few majors, really big tournaments, for sure. I'd won a lot of money in my career up to this point. a lot. But this outweighed everything, probably altogether, in front of my people, playing the best ever live, letting it get to me a little bit, no doubt. Always was an emotional player. Just making sure that he sees this because I think I'm going to the 13 here.
Good hit, Efren? Good or bad? No, what? Okay.
Thought I clipped a piece of it going in. Actually,
Sorry, baby. I thought I barely clipped
whoa.
it in.
But the cue ball tells me I definitely didn't clip it going in. You could have caught it going in and double kissed it on the way out for it to stop it, but yeah. I don't think he looks at two railing this 8. I think he just nudges it up. Keeps those balls kind of tied up, right? You just want to nudge it up towards the purple. If you're going to mess with the 8. Or is he going to cross it over and come back down? Oh, that's even better. Speed looks really nice as well. Once again, we're back up table.
Oh.
Could come off the 8, come back up. Yeah, it's okay. Keeping me off of everything, really. Nothing aggressive available. Come off the 3 or the 5 and wrap around. Top left corner, got to avoid that stripe. Okay, good cue ball. Believe it or not, I'd actually say right now, as they stand, these balls almost favor me. It's close. Now, I don't know that they do, that's been moved, but it's close. So nothing really goes in his pocket as well, but they're not exactly wedged either. Do I risk thinning the 12 with inside and just coming back down past the spot? Okay, I'm using an outside ball again. Gonna work. Efren quickly to the 14, just gonna bunt it over. Cue ball could have been a little better, but I think I was really focused on the object ball there. Can he bank at this? I don't think. Yeah, it looked pretty close to the top rail. I don't think he would have shot it if he didn't think he could, so obviously it was bankable, but had to hit it real sweet. Does he take a chance at the two-railer here or just chip this over? Yeah, can't blame him. Just needs it to bounce. Yeah, not bad at all. Got me in that awkward position. I can chip it over. I don't know. He might entertain the 8. Those two balls nearest the 8. I don't think those are actually helping him, though, by any means. Considering the double bank, draw the cue ball to the left long rail. Yeah, really short, that's all. See, am I going to cross this and try and play the stripe as well? Yeah, that worked out. I don't think the 7 goes by the 3 anyway.
Not from. I don't lie to you, Efren. I've known you 15 years. I know you wish it was.
Yes, the balls are not frozen. So that tells me that it might go to the lower right if they.
Thank God, that might have cost me $5,000 if you didn't have them glasses. In other words,
Yeah, if they were frozen, maybe he thought he could throw them in or throw the 7 in. Just doesn't look like it's on to me. Is he going to just try and keep me there, I think? Yeah. Actually did really good, I think, getting me on the 5. I didn't even look at anything else, which I think is an error. Because it looks like I could have maybe cut the stripe towards the 13, but once again, it's not a lot of fun watching yourself play or talk about yourself. I'm just talking out loud. I'm a little surprised he put that ball in play. Maybe all he had? Are these wired? I would have to completely elevate.
No. Thank God. Wasn't trying to make you.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he rolled that 12 in. Maybe this is where I started to smell a little bit of blood with the up table game. There's a couple little decisions obviously there's a bunch of decisions on my end that I'm questioning, but There's definitely a couple of decisions that have me scratching my head. I think he's got a... What's he looking at doing here? I thought he could just come off the 5 and put me below those 2 balls. Oh, wow. Look at this shot. Look at this shot. Can we get a replay here? I love what. Can we get a replay? I love watching this guy play. Take a look at how close he is to the 5. He works that cue ball up behind these 2 balls, tickies the 3, makes my ball, and sweeps everything over and out. Oh, that was actually pretty good as well. Just stopping the cue ball right there, straight up in the air. So, series or a couple of really fun shots for the people at home. It's really strange. I'm uptight while I'm talking to you guys because it was just such a big deal to me. Like, my nerves were all over the place, and you know, I don't know. It was just a really interesting match as far as looking back at it. I can't stand how much I was talking. I think that that's really the nerves that I had that were involved. More so talking to keep myself comfortable, I guess. Oh my goodness, look at this shot. Wow. Can we get a replay of that? That was a game winner. He 2-railed the 7 and wrapped the cue ball out of that top right corner. Here's another look. Thank you so much for the replay. Look at this cue ball, real tight out of the top corner. That's his 3 cushion game. And he was aware that I didn't have much aggressive if he played it long and didn't make it. Wow. I said he's brutal. Really is brutal. The guy, just such a imaginary player and such a... it's just fascinating to watch him play. Well, we're going to play the ticky game now, I believe. I can't go up table, so I don't know what I'm looking at there. Can't risk letting Efren get a look at the ball above that stripe right there in the center of the table. And if it's not frozen, he can really wedge me here. Oh, it didn't freeze. But now I'm going to have the worst of this. You're always working to put them parallel with that ball because now you got to shoot away from it. I did okay. Kept him off the 5. It's really the goal there. But look, Efren has a straight back. I don't think the 11 passes the 10 on my side. And if it doesn't, then what's stopping him from banking this ball straight back? I overlooked one there. Or I don't know what more I could have done, but he's not even looking at it, so maybe the 11 plays. Yeah, a little decel there. Haven't seen much of that from him. Didn't get through the cue ball quite like he wanted to. That's for certain. Possibly a little fatigue. Yeah, I don't know what they're discussing. I wish I did know because I'm wondering if he just overlooked that bank or if the 11 went in my corner. That's what he was concerned about. Is this ball wired, though? It looks like it's going high, so I'd have to cut it thin. Oh, I'm playing the cue ball. I don't think I quite got it there. Had a big opportunity to lock him up behind the 8 there. Didn't get it done. Really had a lot of room, too, to keep him behind that ball. I didn't think I was going to make the 11. But what a position I'd have been in if I could have put him behind the 8. Oh, and he might be able to see the whole 11 ball. Oh, yeah. Big mistake by me to allow him to see that. Looking at this, though, really teaches me a lot. I wish I'd have reviewed this about 25 years ago, or 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago, because my pace is actually picking up when it should be slowing down. And I think that's good for all of us to consider. Happens to amateurs more than it does professionals, especially per rack, right? Playing 8-ball, you make a great shot, another great shot. As you go, you tend to make the mistake towards the end. The heart rate gets up, and our pace actually gets up instead of slows down. The top players will typically recognize this and slow themselves down in those key situations. So I'm a little disappointed in myself in that aspect as well there. But then again, I'm never really happy with how everything is. And I think that's why you become a great player a lot of times. But these balls are in an awkward position. Looking at the stripe up there on the top right, am I looking at playing the 10 off the 11 and going forward, or the 12, excuse me. Yeah. Okay. I must have known that there was nothing too dangerous about it. Like to have gotten the 12 a little closer. He does have a good one-rail kick to the left side of that stripe nearest my pocket. A lot of good things can happen there. He can almost completely flip the position that he's in right now. Sometimes those balls will wedge up behind each other here on the bottom rail when kicking to that top rail. Yeah, I don't know. That was passive. Now, the older me would have just come off the 3 and really buried him up under the 5. The younger me is trying to do too much, in my opinion, whether it works or not. I could come off the 3 here and just really stick him up under the 5. I'm looking to 2-rail the stripe and suck him down under the 8 and 5. I feel like that's maybe a little too much. Well, I hit it pretty good. I hit it better than I thought. So maybe I should go back to the younger me. A little walk around. I think I'm just trying to settle myself down because I'm realizing right now that I have a chance to get to the hill against this guy. Playing for 3. Yeah, pretty crazy game this game was. A lot of emotion. Watch out for that solid. Well, I didn't remember how this went, so I am gonna get to the hill. And my emotions are way up there. I hope you guys forgive me for all of that. So we immediately somehow jump into this game. I think there was an error in the filming, and I apologize about that. Bear with us. It was back in 2008. But he just came with a great shot on the one, and Efren has 4 now. So he's 4 balls from tying this match up, and 1 game for all of it. Where does he go from here? Does he try to get to the 6? The only problem with trying to get to the 6 is that if he doesn't get there, he kind of traps himself, right? Or if he gets up on the top rail, he puts a lot of pressure on himself. You might be a little more comfortable trying to go to the 3. Yeah, I don't blame him. I really don't blame him at all. Not only did he get there, but he got perfect. Now he can float to the 6 without any risk. Boy, I don't think you can get any better than that. Maybe another turn, but boy, that looks about perfect. Reyes playing for 2. I see a good shot here if he can see enough of the 5, which I think he can. Can you bank the 5 off the bottom of the 10 and just nudge the 13? The 10 just kind of comes over to your side, but you've really got me covered up behind the 13 and 4. I don't know if it's available, right? But that's a shot. Just use a little outside ball. I think that's what he's doing. Even if you don't play it off the 10, just cross it to your side. Yeah, like so. Yeah, he might have let me see this ball, actually. So I need 8. Efren needs 1. I don't know. I think he might have let me see a piece of this ball. I don't know what the 10 is doing, but if I could see a piece of this ball, I think I can play the 5 off of the 9 and 10. And also, I'll remind everybody, having a little bit of fun because it's a winner-take-all thing here. This isn't like, we're not gambling. I'll be clear with that. But I think we both felt like we were betting some serious money, though.
I win the game. Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get enough of the 5. If I could get enough of the 5, then I can play it cross to the bottom of the 12, to the bottom of the 2, the 10, the 9. And even if I went into the 2 heavy with the 5, everything is rosy, right? I'm going to move everything to my side. I don't think the 10 is on. I think the 10 is going high of my pocket. But boy, I'm really milking it. Having fun with the crowd.
This ball, off these balls, he's got someone here.
Okay, so if we can pause it for a second. I would really appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to touch on this. I remember now what's happening. So this is back in 2008. Jump cues had been around, but there had really never been a rule with jump cues. And in my personal opinion, and I still believe this, and I talk about this, if you can jump playing 9 ball or 10 ball or 8 ball on a pool table with round balls, then why can't you jump playing any other game on a 9-foot or a bar table? Where does it start? Where does it stop? You can win the game by jumping a ball playing 9-ball. So anyway, I get my jump cue out here, and I truly never thought twice about it. I don't know if Efren did, but we do have the conversation. I know that gambling many, many times before in the past, before this point, we'd used jump cues. Obviously, I'd played many money matches in the past all over the country, typically off camera. But I think that that's what I was doing, is looking for somebody's jump cue. I don't even think I had one, because all I got to do is jump a piece of this 5. But there was no rule stating that jump cues weren't allowed playing one pocket at this point, or at least we didn't discuss it. If there was a rule, well, I didn't know about it, but I just wanted to ad lib on this just a little bit in this situation. Was it legal? Well, let us know in the comments. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, when we have played like that. Of course. When can you not use a jump cue?
I never see that.
I know I've never seen it either, but I mean, of course you can use a jump cue. I mean, you know, I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I don't want to use it.
Rolando's laughing, saying,
So jump cues are legal playing one box?
well, Efren said he'd never seen it. I had used it. I think we used it in Mobile a couple of times. I'd had it used against me as well. But this is in 2008, right? Now, you definitely can't use a jump cue playing one pocket. I think, why couldn't you, though, if you can use it you playing all other games? It just makes no sense. You can win the game with a jump cue playing rotation pool, 8-ball, or anything else, but you can't win the game playing one pocket with a jump cue. I want my opponent jumping balls playing one pocket. So I just don't understand who made that rule. But on we go. And this isn't my jump cue either, because I don't think I had a jump cue back then. I didn't like them. I don't think anybody liked them when they first came out. Definitely not my jump cue. So that's what took so much time. I was trying to borrow one. Okay, I'm glad that's over with, because I couldn't remember what happened, and I thought maybe I lucked a ball in or won the game from it. At least I didn't make a ball, right? Then I'd have really felt a little awkward. But I truly don't believe it's illegal to use them, or don't believe it should be illegal to use them playing one pocket. And if somebody's argument is, well, you can get out of a bad position with it, well, you can do the same with it playing 9-ball and 10-ball and 8-ball, and they do it all the time. So where does it stop? But we'll get past that. Let us know in the comments what you think about jump cues playing one pocket. I am still playing for one. Excuse me. I am playing for all of them. Efren is still playing for one. Trying to squeak the 2 by the 8 here. I think I got to hit this with a little speed to shorten it up. That's not even close. What about just crossing the 2 over to your side and tucking me under the 8? Looks appetizing. Or is it steeper than I think? I don't think so. I think you can check it up for sure. Catch it a little heavy with some inside ball, nice and smooth. Huh. Yeah, he's really thinking this out. I don't know. I feel like you can just chip the 2 across table. It's a little steep, but even if you have to hit it soft, you keep me cut off with the 8. Yeah, I don't like that play because you kind of keep me open. I can see the 2 clearly. Can I twist it back 1 rail? I don't know. Can I see the 4? Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't cross the 2 over. And just, even if he couldn't get the 2 all the way over, just tuck me down under the 8. Really all cue ball there, right? Because you're trying to keep me off of anything aggressive. What am I doing? Playing the 4 to the 8? Oh, I could see that. I had no idea I could see the whole ball. So that really goes back to where chipping the 2 over. And I guess we'll take another look. So I could see the whole ball, make it 1 rail into the 9, and I just tucked to the 5-8 combination. Yeah, but, that really results to Efren's decision, like I said, in chipping the 2 over, in my opinion. He could have manufactured the angle at worst. Now, I think I smell blood. I'll tell you guys, though, just forgive me, but this was a big moment for me in my career, getting to play him. And even getting to the hill was a huge confidence booster for me. I felt pretty unstoppable for the better part of 5, 6, 7 years. And really, to be honest with you, I feel like I was. I did a lot of damage for a long time. It's hard to keep it up at that level in any sport, but I had a lot of fun while it lasted. And now I go to the stripe. No reason to come back and try and get on the 4 and 2, in my opinion, but I guess it's pretty natural with a high left ball back and forth. But I could get there the same off the 9. Yeah, my heart's just through the roof. And I apologize to him. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything like that. My emotions, I wear my heart on my sleeve, or at least I used to. I've changed a lot since then over the last decade or so, but definitely an emotional player. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but that's who I was. A lot of it had to do with, the behind the scenes, the rough and tough road play that I went through, and it was really everybody versus you. So I put on this persona and a character kind of, per se, in room after room after room. And it was just kind of an act, and it grew into something a little bigger for a long time. But it worked for me, made me powerful at the table and slightly intimidating. I am playing for 3, and they are all right there. So I just want to get below the 9 a little bit here, just come over 1 rail. Yeah, my heart's through the roof. I'm reliving this as I commentate it, so it's just really crazy to me. Because it was so much bigger than just this match for me, I don't know how many people had the opportunity to play Efren Reyes even when he played better than anybody else in the world. But if you had that opportunity, just imagine what I was feeling. In your hometown, in front of all of your friends and fans and family. I did not want to be on the rail. Tell you how much I didn't want to be on the rail there. I'm looking at coming over and just banking the 13. How can you do that? You've got to elevate and try and get up 1-2 behind the 13. trying to calm myself down, going to the chalk. But definitely wanted to be off the rail another foot at minimum. Then I could level out. Now you can't level out. You've got to elevate, which could cause a miss. Yeah, I'm definitely going up to get behind that ball.
Hey! Oh, hey, oh, back. Oh, please. Oh, shit. You got a
Well,
chance. You got a damn chance.
yeah, I have a chance, but looking back at this and commentating over the years now and learning what I've learned, you never really want to show emotion before the final ball is made, right? Celebration beforehand, we've seen it among many, many pros. It can really backfire on you. And it really just puts a lot more pressure on yourself than anything else. There's just no reason. But it's the heart rate, really, that's the problem. You've got to be able to control the heart rate and the nerves. This was a big moment for me, though. I learned a lot. I learned what to do, learned what not to do for the win. Missed it by 16 feet.
I'm listening to the Amber Alert.
And that's to my point, though, right? It's you don't want to celebrate before the last ball is put down. Is he kicking at this? Yeah, it's a big ball to kick. If I learned anything from the shot prior, I shouldn't say a word here, but I cannot remember. I'm gonna cut it a fraction thick. So I am breathing heavy and hard to find air. Another term for that is I am dogging it. It is what it is, and it's a fact. The reality of the opportunity of actually beating this guy is actually hitting me, and I'm trying to keep it out of my mind. Efren chips this ball over to the lower end. I really don't remember any of the series that take place here. It looks like I'm trying to chop this ball. I'm four-railing this ball.
Bernie, I didn't hit the ball. It's dead in the heart. Son of a...
It was actually on track, I think.
Weak in the knees.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, you see where the cue ball is now? I think he could chip this back up to where the cue ball is now, maybe even a little further left, and keep me on this bottom rail and really get me in an awkward spot. Boy, he's going. Boy, it looked like he hit it good. Look at the cue ball. Look at this cue ball. Yeah, it really reversed off the second rail, but you heard the crowd. It sounded, and it felt like he was going to make that, but that ball reversed off the second rail. I'm in a bad spot here. I think I've just got to try and three-rail this out, or basically two-rail it out to the third rail up in the top. You have to bend the cue ball with a little high right. I said the 13 ball. I always had a little issue, the 13 and I. So, of course, you couldn't write it any better. It comes down to the 13. I'm struggling right now. I'm trying to figure out if I can get the 13 clear of a straight back right. I'd love, in a perfect world, to get the 13 on the right long rail over here below the right side pocket, somehow get the cue ball up here below the left side pocket. But real hard to do with the red circle ball, because when you use a high cue ball with the red circle ball, it tends to want to kill or hold. So it's hard to get it to travel. So therefore, I think I try to just kill it right where it's at. Oh, I'm going to a kick. Wow, I feel like this is crazy. All right. Well, I mean, he can bank at this, but it is tricky, right?
I didn't dock that ball.
Yeah, I definitely dogged it. But anyway, he can probably back twist this. The problem is it's not free. He's got to watch the speed. He's got to watch the point on my corner. Yeah, so there's a lot of pressure on both of us right here. He's not even addressed the ball yet. Thank you all for tuning in, listening to me for the last 4 hours or whatever it's been. There's been some ups and downs in this match, but it's been interesting for me to player review this. And having a hill match would be something special. Oh, he actually hit it good.
Son of a biscuit.
Son of a biscuit. Big hop lollipop, that's what I asked for. Yeah, it actually died a little quicker than I thought. I thought this ball was going to travel back over and leave me about straight in. I think I considered four-railing it. It's just really strange, guys, and I apologize. Really strange reliving this. It's been since 2008 since I've lived this match, so it's just really weird. I hope that you understand. And also, I hope you understand that the guy I'm playing gets all the credit. He is the GOAT, always will be. Yeah, so I chopped it in. It was a big moment for me. Big credit to Efren for the opportunity. From here, I went on to win a lot of things, beat a lot of people, and really, there's never a bigger moment for me. Thank you to everybody that tuned in person. Thank you to everybody that tuned in on YouTube or wherever. That's Trace Kane right there. Great friend of mine. Thanks again, everyone. I hope we all took something from this match. We all learned a little something. And I appreciate you all. Do me a favor if you can. Share this match. Help us out.
I thank him more than anything in the world for coming here. It's hard to explain. Whether I won or lost, he's the best to ever live, and probably for the next 100 years that anybody plays pool, he's the best at this game that'll ever live. So.
Yeah. So anyway, I break down in tears by myself later after it all hits me, because growing up in Iowa, I only dreamed to meet him, right? I never dreamed I'd get to play. So thank you all. Have a good night. And until next time, we'll see you soon.